We're here. We're here. Just wait a couple more minutes. We'll be right with you. What? You don't like my choice of music? Are you serious? Come on. It's not getting you pumped up for the show? Okay. Let me take care of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime, folks!
Just keep switching.
Hey! What's up? Thursday
What's
night
up, everybody?
live. And we got ourselves a bit of a party going on.
Dance party.
Admission none.
Yeah.
but
Just
there's a
couple
lineup
dudes.
outside.
Yeah, that's what we hear. Big lineup.
So, welcome everybody to January
21st.
21st.
Crazy.
21st, Season 3, Episode 5 of Thursday Night Live, Fly Time.
Yeah.
And we're happy you're here.
Very happy.
Try to get the music cranking so I feel
he's
better.
DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Big
my
time.
side gigs.
Put his side, many side gigs.
So anyways, I'm Dana Lattery,
And I'm Tim Hepworth.
as it says down here somewhere, I believe.
Wrong way, this way. Yeah, there we go.
And we're with Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters, based out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And we guide in southern Alberta, mostly on the bow, but we do a lot throughout southern Alberta. And this is the off season, and so we're here with you guys every Thursday tying flies. So a couple things. Let us know how the audio is, because we have no way of telling. So if it's good, give me a thumbs up in the comments. And then what's more important is tell us where you're from and what you're drinking.
Yeah, join in, guys. Let us know where you're from, what you're doing tonight. Hopefully you're tying along with us, and we always love to know. We saw some comments up there about I think Cam might be upset about someone knocking his beer.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, well, somebody said something about
Yes, the Pabst.
the Pabst.
Somebody
Is that
said,
even real beer?
is Pabst even a real beer? And now I guess that's up for discussion.
Might be some fighting words.
And you
for some
guys
people.
can decide that. So, Ron from New Hampshire.
Hey, Ron.
And I'm going to get to this shortly. I don't want to spoil the surprise. But, actually, let's just do it right now.
Okay.
So, folks, hold tight. Okay, because tonight is a pretty special night. Because we got to play this.
Oh, yeah.
I heard today was your
Mr. Mark Holcomb
Yeah, buddy.
is 21 today. Yes. Happy birthday, Mark Holcomb. So everybody feel free to wish Mr. Mark happy birthday. And doing what we love to do on Mark's birthday. Drinking beer. Cheers. Look at that. We got the same thing. Cheers over there. Cheers over here. And happy frickin' birthday, Mr. Mark Holcomb. We appreciate you tuning in and becoming good friends of ours from afar. So we hope this day's been fantastic, and happy frickin' birthday. Happy birthday. You know, this song doesn't suck. So we'll just keep letting it play for Mr. Mark. That's a good beer. Almost Riverfest.
Almost.
Okay.
Well,
It's not all about you tonight, Mark. No. It's also someone else's birthday.
Yeah.
Mr. Russell Sloan,
Russell Sloan.
one of our
Come on
guides, turns 21 as well. And he's not here yet because he's never on time.
He's never on time.
I double checked to make sure he was coming, and he said he was, but in Russ
there
fashion, he's late. He's late. So, anyways, we got some really cool things happening tonight. We're tying a Marabou Leech and a Ray Charles. But first, if you're new here, we appreciate you coming. And what we want to do, and Tim will do, is explain to you what is Thursday Night Live.
Yeah. So Thursday Night Live. What is it really? Well, at its heart, it's was created and designed to bring people together, to bring a community of like-minded fly fishermen, tyers together, just to have the opportunity to create that community. What it's become now is a little different, as we're now in studio because of the way of the world. But every night, what we bring to you is two different fly patterns. We tie them. We, have BS a little bit our way through the show.
BS
hopefully,
a lot.
Hopefully, give you some entertainment. As well as that, though, this is the first year that we actually put all the packets together. So, last few years, we've been putting packets at the brewery. packaging roughly 20 to 30 just for the people who were coming there. And this year we had a pretty large undertaking, put together these kits and, sold the full season. So we got 20 episodes. So like you said earlier, we're on episode 5. So you ask, what do you get in your kit? Well, in your kit, you're going to have 2 different fly patterns, and you're going to have one of each of those patterns already tied for you. So that's a bonus. Those are already done. You can fish it as is. And then there's enough materials to tie that fly 2 more times. So in essence, you got 6 flies per episode in your pack, as long as you don't mess them up too big. Sorry to say we don't have any more seasons available. Good for us, bad for you. We sold out, which is really exciting. But hopefully next year, with knowing a little bit more about the interest and what's out there, we'll do more. I think we did 80 seasons this year. So that was a lot. That was a lot. It's a big undertaking to say the least.
Like Bruce says, this is a drinking group with a tying problem.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's Thursday Night Live. So we're happy to have you guys here. We say it every week, but without you, this show wouldn't happen. Your support is what keeps us going. And otherwise, just be a couple dudes hanging out in the studio. So thank you.
Yeah, and so what Tim forgot to mention is we used to gather at the brewery every Thursday, and it was pretty awesome. We got to meet a lot of really cool people in our area, and then because of COVID, we got pushed back out of that group setting. And so we're here, and we always broadcast out of the brewery, but now we're in the studio, and like Bruce said, a drinking group with a tying problem.
With a tying problem.
So yeah, let's get back to you guys. That's Thursday Night Live. So what's gonna happen tonight? I keep saying that, and I do not mean to put you guys on pause or a cliffhanger. Benoit just got his superfan badge. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Well,
Nice job,
you know
buddy.
what that is. We're going to have a round of applause for Benoit
He did it.
from Shore Fishing.
He must have been talking to Cam.
Well, Cam doesn't know how he gets one of those.
Too good.
Okay. Rocky Mountain Flyshop.net. What I would advise you guys to do for the next 5 minutes is if you would like to purchase stuff tonight, you might want to go fill up a cart, because we have some banger discount codes for very limited
Very limited.
for a
code.
big deep discount from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. So they are now carrying shore fishing products. So people who have been asking about where to get it, you can check out Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.net. N-E-T, just like it sounds. It's just like it sounds.
.net.
Net. And anyway, so go over there and do some shopping. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop a discount code that's very deep, a deep discount code.
Deep discount.
And it will work for a very, very few people. And then there's another discount code, not as deep, and it will be good too. So, yeah, head over there, fill up your carts, and just hang on.
Be ready.
Just got a text message from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Oh, insider.
They want to move all of their fly Kia tables today. So, this discount, folks, there's also going to be one on the fly Kia tables.
Nice.
Which we'll throw out here shortly. But head over there, fill up your cart. We're going to BS for a few minutes. The big thing about tonight, given the whole coal mining ordeal happening here in Alberta, is I shot and produced a film 2, 3 years, 4 years ago.
4 years, I think. Yeah.
And it was with one of the fly shops in town. And we spent an entire summer throughout Alberta shooting all the species of fish. And the film's called Home Waters. So it ran in the Orvis Down the Hatch Film Festival. And that film festival didn't come west. And so I don't know if anyone here has saw it. And so during the show today at one point, it's 9 minutes, and we're going to play it for you guys. So
Stay tuned. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss that.
I think it's pretty cool. So you're going to see all the areas that we guide out of and that we fish here in southern Alberta called home waters. So that's going to be played today too. But there's that. Okay, I don't know.
There's that.
I get rambling.
Back to the people.
And to the people.
To
Okay.
the people.
Michael checking in from Ottawa with a Dominion City Times Arrow Stout.
Nice.
Like the discount, he likes his beer thick.
Thick.
Deep.
Deep.
I wanted to
think
say
maybe
deep, but it
was
didn't
better
work.
than thick. And now that you put the two together, it's even
thick
worse.
and deep.
Which one comes first?
Okay. Roman Quintana from
Montana. What's up, brother?
Welcome to the show tonight. Sven Diesel. Last week he caught the after party. Is that a weekly event?
Last week was special. We'll
Well,
put it that way. Yeah.
Friday.
Upset.
So-
Friday wasn't a good day.
Every once in a while, we will have an after party and, just decompressing from all the fun that we've had here with everybody. Bilo Boulant. I'm trying to say your name right. So if I butchered it, tell me I butchered
Sorry.
it.
He will.
And this is a support group.
That's a great point. It really is.
You know, as the more I think about it, I think it's true because all week I'm lost until Thursdays, and we get to hang out with you guys. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, John Gordon just cracked the Pabst, a gift, and nope, not beer. Going to try a Fort Collins or a local here.
Nice.
The after party is epic. Yes, that was. Okay, Cody likes the dark shirt backdrop.
Oh.
And so I
it'll get
believe you
better
were taking this off
at
later.
some point. I get to wear the boring dark colors.
So if anybody's into manufacturing clothing, we would like to get Tim a bib that's dark that he can put on when he's tying because he keeps complaining that he doesn't get to wear the shirts that he wants.
it's a true
And
story.
he has to wear black shirts.
Black and boring.
Yeah, so Jennifer Lyle says the nipple protector.
Yeah. You already said a little higher
I'm
up
so
there,
far
Jacob.
behind on the comments here. But Jennifer Lyle, welcome back. John, I think I lost both before I opened the bag. He just got his kit finally.
Oh, John, come on, man.
And so the problem is you got to be careful when you're opening your bags.
We've had 4 episodes to prepare everyone else, not John.
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, except the dot is a period. But very close.
Very close.
Very close. Jim James William Crawford wants to know the thread on the first fly.
That's a good point. So our first fly tonight we're going to be tying up is a Ray Charles. Pretty small. So in this one here, I've used orange thread. I'm actually going to do the one with you guys with a red UTC 70. Gonna look something like this. Anything that's got a little bit of a hot spot, so pink, red, or orange is kind of what we're looking for. And I would go with either an 8-aught or a 8-aught or a 70 denier.
Wow, we learned something new today. There, the website has been thrown in by Colin English. Ron Croteau, Bailey's, and Jameson on ice. Shaken, not stirred. Wonderful. Okay, so this is kind of continue to conversate as we go through.
Yeah.
I obviously got behind. Bags is in the house.
Bags?
Chaz is here. Carl Wong, what's up, brother?
Carl.
Adrian, welcome. Quinn Sunias is right arm. I think he meant right on, but
Good to see you here, bro.
he's been crushing some flies I see on the Instagram. Baird Sturgeon, hell yeah, I can't wait. Shay finally seen Oman, and that was we do not know when that film will be released.
He had a birthday this week too, didn't he?
Yes,
Yes, he
Mr.
did.
Sturgeon
Happy birthday,
also
bro.
turned 21.
There's a lot of 21-year-olds out there today.
Okay, I'm making popcorn for the flick. We appreciate it.
Nice.
Farsi, salut, como está? That was Spanish.
I don't think that's the right language.
Went off the charts.
Oui, oui.
It's my time in Nam that was I learned all
nice.
these languages. Okay. I'm trying to check. I'm scrolling through here. But what we need to do, folks.
Check out the voodoo tying aprons.
Yes.
What's this
Okay.
thing?
They must have them.
Oh, man.
They must be a thing.
Okay.
They must be a thing. Okay. So we need to say a little thanks to our sponsors. So hang tight, folks. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Fly fishing out west? Forget the rest. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
We've got all your needs for the West Country streams.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvice spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvice is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
We all deserve the right to stay organized, no matter what or where your space is. Your Flykia table will turn any space into a well-organized fly tying realm. Own your domain.
All right.
All right.
So thanks to the sponsors. And you saw we threw in the Flykia table there. Doing
now
some
you know
work
what
for
to
you
buy.
guys. That is well placed. Okay.
yeah.
So if you guys have been over at RockyMountainFlyShop.net, and what I'm going to, should I throw out the discount code right now?
You bet.
Okay.
You might as well.
So here it is. 2 people, and this code only works for 2. You get a 40% discount for the first 2 people to use this code. And the code is just simply Thursday Night Live.
There you
So
go.
happy shopping.
Yeah. First 2
on
people.
Whatever you want in their store.
Let us know if you're one of the 2.
Yeah, I'm excited
Wanna know
to
who got
see.
it.
And then if the code stops working, somebody let me know in the comments, and then I will get the other
go
code
with the
out
other
and
one.
see. But that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's a huge discount. Take advantage.
The other thing, yeah, we'll just leave that at that. Okay. Okay, so Ben
Just
was
leave it there.
excited that he has someone here from Quebec. And it's
yeah.
later on at night, 9:30. And anyways, okay. Let's carry on, and let's get this fly going.
Yeah, sure. Let's get into
Do you
this first fly.
you think it's bad timing given that people are probably still shopping?
It might be.
Or should we just get Doug to tell a good
Doug,
joke?
It's time for a joke, brother.
Elaine Lee, if you are there, we are ready for your joke of the night. And I know we told you we expect it later, but we're throwing you on the spot. So,
Don't disappoint.
okay, Roman Quintana's got the Flykia in his cart. Shirt like Tim's, but they do make... Life would be better if I could have a shirt like Tim's, but do they make Hulk size?
I don't think so.
Well, some would say that Tim and Ren share shirts.
Sometimes.
But we can't guarantee that, so...
Maybe waiters.
Cam, there will be no chugging tonight. That is on the
No.
3rd Thursdays of every month.
Yeah, when Tim's got a DD.
Wait, is it the 3rd Thursday? Did I just...
Don't throw me under the bus again. I can't
Tim
do
does
it.
not have a ride tonight, folks, so he is stuck at 1.
Yeah, stuck at 1.
Yes. So all capitals for Thursday Night Live is what Rocky Mountain Fly Shop suggests to put for the discount code. All capitals.
All
so if you've entered it and it doesn't work,
Okay, he's got
my
his joke ready
bad.
for you.
My bad. Okay, so the Doug's bad joke of the night is, why don't sharks attack lawyers?
I'm sure it's gonna be good.
I need to get like a Jeopardy
Yeah.
here, like, but I don't have it. So, Doug,
Let us know.
let us know
Why do
what
sharks?
and why,
don't they
don't
attack
sharks
lawyers?
attack lawyers.
I got no clue on this one.
Convinced y'all sent me 2 of the second flies already tied because you knew I couldn't make it to the second. Well,
Maybe
Jade,
John.
peach bubbly. You peach bubbly?
Peach bubbly?
What?
What are
Where
you
did
not
you get
telling
the
us?
peach bubbly?
We're
Did we just
here,
become best friends?
We're here roughing it with strawberry bubbly over here.
Yeah, roughing it.
You notice that I had the same color as my beer can, so people can't tell
Oh,
what I'm doing.
that's in case he got the chugathon. Okay, because they don't eat their own.
Because they don't eat their own. Wow. Nice.
No, that wasn't the answer. That was Jeff's response.
Oh, that's a good one, though.
That's a good response, but
What's the... Oh, there it is.
I don't know.
The actual answer. Professional courtesy.
All right.
That might be your best one yet,
Yeah,
but I think
and
that's the
by
best one.
one yet, we need to head over, folks. And I hope you got your thread ready. I hope you have the hook in the vise. And
Ready to lock and load.
we want to welcome some people to the Norvice Club, such
Yeah.
as Chaz,
Chaz.
and Bruce.
I noticed, Chaz, that your Regal went up for sale today on Facebook.
Yes, so Chaz has a Regal Vice for sale. If anybody's interested, hit him up. Hit him
Yep.
up.
Absolutely.
Do they not ship to the States? I believe they do. And so Colin, Peach is new and it's game changing. Well,
Oh, man.
I think we need to end the show
Yeah.
and go find ourselves some Peach.
Jade, are you in the States? Is that
No, she's local.
local?
Yeah.
Where's their peach?
Yeah.
I mean, I
we
feel like
don't
we're
know.
pretty in tune with the bubbly scene. And I have not seen no peach.
Consider myself a lot to do with bubblies. Okay, folks, enough of us jibber jabbering. Let's get into Time to Fly, and we're
Let's do
gonna
it.
start off. Okay, they do not ship to the States as of yet. Okay, as of yet, but I'm sure we can work on that. So if you guys are interested in the Fly Kia table, and if they don't sell out tonight locally, then touch base with us, Roman, and we'll figure out something here
Figure out how
to
to
get
one.
you. So, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, let us know what we can do. Okay, Roman, chat with me after. We will try to take care of our American friends and get you guys these tables if you want. And whatever discount you missed out on, we will make sure we take care of that for you. Okay, fly time. Tim.
All right. So, first fly on the docket tonight, we have the Ray Charles. So this pattern, super simple. We don't really fish this pattern here where we're at, but it's a sow bug impersonation, I guess you could say, sow bug pattern. This is a really good Montana fly. That's where I first ever used it, was on the Missouri River. Tie them lots, super simple, really quick tie. So this one's not gonna take long, guys, but we'll take you through it. It can be a little bit finicky just because of the materials you're using are a little bit brittle. But outside that, should be a pretty good fly. Okay, so if you're tying out your packet tonight, go into your packet. Be very careful, guys, because there are small hooks that are free ranging in there. So you don't want those to end up on the floor like they did for John. So go ahead and pull it out. You're gonna have two packets. One's gonna be your Leech, and one's gonna be this guy here, okay? So this fly is very, very simple. What it has for materials is it has an ostrich hurl, which might be something new for you that you've never tied with. So we got ostrich hurl, and we have simply a little small piece of flashback. And that's it. That is the entire fly. So very, very simple. Not a lot to this one, but it's a very effective pattern, and we're gonna take you through this one, okay? So it can be tied in a range of colors. So you can see the one that I have here in my vise is tan in color. A really common color is white. That's what we're gonna tie it in tonight is white, and that's what we provided for you guys was the white color, the white pattern. So that would be the example of the one you have in your kit. Okay, and like I said, I'm gonna use a UTC 140 in red tonight. Just to kind of, the significance of that is just to put a bit of a hot spot with your thread on the front of this fly. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that one out of here. The one you see in the vise is a size 14. The one we're gonna be tying tonight is actually gonna be a 16 that we provided for you. And the style of hook here can kind of be whatever you like. A nymph sprout hook, or we're gonna tie this one on a bit of a caddis emerger style hook. tonight. So a little bit of a curve, no problem. It's really, like I said, a very simple pattern. So the style of the hook isn't super important. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my thread, and I'm going to get it started here. We're gonna start the thread right behind the eye, and we're just gonna do just enough to get it secure, okay? So go a few eye lengths back, grab your scissors and trim out your tag. From here, we need to take one material all the way from the front to the back, and that's gonna be our little bit of flash material here, okay? And so this is actually gonna create the back of the fly for us. So we wanna go ahead and get this secured in up at the front of the fly. We're gonna work it all the way down into the bend. And it's really important though, guys, that we keep the flash right on top of the hook. So we don't want it to turn around the hook. We want it to stay right on top. So one little trick to tying materials like this in, especially some of these that are a little slippery, I'm actually gonna tie it on the near side of the hook. So I'm gonna tie it on towards myself when I go to take a wrap. And as I take my thread wrap, that tension should carry it right up onto the top of the hook. So I'm gonna take a little, for me, a clockwise spin. If you're right-handed, it'd be a counterclockwise spin, causing that thread to jump rearward. And so you can see there, it grabbed it, put it up on top. I'm gonna pull back so I don't have any of the material out ahead of my thread. And then I'm just gonna work it into the center of the hook and work it all the way back into the bend. So we don't need to go super deep into the bend, just as it starts to head down if you're tying on this style of hook. Okay, we're gonna bring our thread back forward. Just gonna make sure we have a nice even underbody. So I just want to lay down some nice thread wraps. I'm going to come right back to where I left my flash. Now, if you've got a material clip or you have something like that to keep that flash out of your way, it's a good idea to stick it in there. If not a big deal. Now, if you've never tied with ostrich herl before, it's a very similar in a larger scale. Let's say I'll show you this here, how it kind of comes. So it comes on these feathers, on these stems, and there's tons and tons of fibers to work with. Okay, so when you're pulling one of these off, when you're selecting one, you're normally just trying to get a nice long one when you're doing these flies, because you don't want to run out of material before you get up to the head. Okay, so once you select one off, we're gonna come back to the back end of this, and you're gonna have kind of a short and curly on it. We want to come in there and just snip that out. Okay, I'm gonna expose just a little bit of the stem. I pulled that back so it could expose just a little. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a gathering wrap and I'm going to capture that. And also should pull it up on top of the hook. And it's not super crucial where this ends, just that it comes down against that flash material. And then I'm going to advance my thread forward. Okay, all the way up to behind the hook eye. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little half hitch on here. If you've got a bobbin cradle, you can go set your bobbin out of the way. And what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap this material up. So it's not a bad idea to grab onto it with a pair of hackle pliers. But what I warn you is if you pull too hard on this, it is almost similar to peacock herl in the fact it is quite brittle. So it's stronger than peacock herl, but you don't want to pull on it too hard or it will break. And then you're kind of hooped and you got to start over. Okay. So all we want to do is we want to take this and start making nice touching wraps. Now I could use the rotary function here, but with this material, I actually prefer to have it in my hands when I do it. It feels like I get more even wraps, especially on this style of hook. So I'm just gonna take it nice, evenly spaced, basically just covering up my thread, trying to keep that flash out of my way.
Apparently, I'm not paying attention to the comments.
Oh, come on.
And I did not stop you at the short and curly.
Oh, short and curly.
And Jillian McNally says that was so the 80s.
Touche. Nothing was the long and curly.
I can't say I was into that in the 80s.
Nothing short about it. I was born at the end of the 80s, so I kind of missed out.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard. A friend of mine.
So what we don't want to do, as you can see I did there, is I just trap some of those fibers down.
Thread snap.
Oh, thread snap. So if you feel like you're wrapping on top of the materials and they're not standing up nice and plump like these guys here, just take your fingers and draw the material back before your next wrap, and it should.
And Cam broke thread.
Cam. Everybody's breaking thread.
Yep.
It's the problem with a little bit smaller thread, guys. So we want to take it right up to the eye. We're going to take some thread wraps back against the material, but for now, we'll take it right up to there. Without losing it in your fingers, we want to do thread wrap behind. thread wrap in front, thread wrap behind. That's how we know we got our material secured, okay? Once behind, once in front, and repeat. I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna snip out that hurl, and really make sure, guys, that you have that pinned down with your thread, because this is a real bummer time to trim, and then it all unfolds, okay? So on a nice long fiber like this guy, you could probably get 2 or 3 of these flies out of. The one that I just grabbed off of the stem was shorter, so you won't get as many flies out of it, maybe even just 1. So you can kind of pick your hurl accordingly. And not all hurl is created equal. There are longer fibers, some that are a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to turn this so that you can see it at your angle now. But what I need to do, and this is why it was important that that flash material was right in the middle, is I need to bring this up and lay it flat right on top of the hook. And you can see it kind of wants to run to one side or the other. We want that to be tied off right in the center. And what I like to do is I like to come up and put my finger on it so it's right down the center, and I'm going to pull it up to that hook eye, and that's where I'm going to secure it, okay? So if you use that finger to pinch it down, it's kind of the best thing you can do. It parts those materials in the top. You get your finger on it so it doesn't go anywhere. Take some thread wraps. Once I got that good and secure, I like to pull it, make sure it's tight. That way it's going to stay right where it's supposed to be.
So Merckx did not snap his thread, but he was calling Cam's thread snap.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Okay, so not everyone's breaking.
Not everybody's breaking thread.
Cody did. He snapped his thread like 4 times.
Well, guys, lighter thread. It's more delicate. Don't pull so hard.
But to be honest, crank a 140 on this because you don't.
It doesn't really matter. In the smaller sizes, I'll show you one here that I tied in a size 20 when I'm done this one. Super tiny. Then you're probably not going to get away with the 140, but you could do a 140 on this one. So that flash material is pointed forward. I want to fold it back as one extra added protection. I'm going to go over top of that. I'm going to cord up my thread, and all that means is I'm just going to spin it so that it cords up. So when I go to whip finish, your thread hasn't flattened out. So I'm going to come in here and cut out my flash material. I want to lay down make sure I got a nice hot spot there, and then I'm going to come in and whip finish. Okay. And if I did that properly, that flash should still be up on top of the back. Do a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. We'll touch it with a little bit of Sally Hansen's nail polish. I use as a head cement. Come in and trim it out, and try not to cut any fibers at all. And I'll show you what this looks like from the other angle.
Sven, he's using 210 because he just got back from the gym.
Oh, bro. The bicep swell is real.
The old muscle cramps, I think, is more it.
Yeah. So if you look at this fly now, you can see it's got a nice almost flat appearance on top now because of how that flash has come down on top. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna touch it with a little bit of head cement here. Like I said, this stuff is brilliant. Some people don't like it, they say, because of the odor that it leaves on a fly.
Odor.
Odor.
Are those the hors d'oeuvres?
No.
Maybe it makes your fly smell like an hors d'oeuvre.
Hors d'oeuvre. But I love it for my dry flies, my nymphs, anything that I'm not using a UV resin on. I really like it.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna give me that fly to fish because you just sealed the eye with glue.
No. You'll see. This isn't UV resin, so it hasn't dried yet.
Yeah, I understand.
Go in there with your whip finish. There you go, buddy. No more.
Nope. I would prefer it if you didn't crowd the head with your thread.
There's no crowd there.
And then fill the hole with glue.
Just like that.
So I'm on the side of a stream somewhere.
Yeah.
Trying to put on a fly for a client. And I can't get it in the eye. And at that moment, you tell your client, I think they're not eating this fly anymore.
Yeah.
It's just... How many of you guys have had that problem where you literally switch flies because you can't get it in the hole? And now we're going to run away.
Oh, man. Yeah, so
run away with that.
If you come back to my vise there for a second, Dan, I'll show these guys.
I'll come back here.
So this is super small. This is size 20 of the exact same fly. But all it shows you is the difficulty level on some of these small flies isn't super high.
Put the other vise there, or the other fly.
So you can see the difference?
And so we can see the difference.
For sure. There you go. So a size 16 and a size 20. I don't think I would ever tie it smaller than a size 20. No need to. But yeah, it's a super simple tie, so you can get away with even tying them in real small sizes.
Well,
And that's that.
you can add Ben to the I just broke my thread club.
Guys, come on. What's going on here? We're not on a good roll tonight.
Couple things to answer here. Let me get back to this so I'm not like the Illuminati speaking to you from a black screen. Yes, I would fish this up here, and I have fished it on the Old Man and done very well. It's interesting because I don't know if there's any scuds or sows there per se, but something about the pink and
Yeah.
Who knows?
the thing is, what we tell you actually doesn't matter because I encourage. No, it's
so
true.
It's so true.
Because we get very narrow mindset sometimes on guiding where you're like, this works, this works, this works. And it's those tough days on the river when we get better because we try stuff like these flies. I think what Tim was alluding to is that in Montana is where we were really introduced to these.
Yeah.
And we fished them a lot and they worked. So Sven says that he gives the closed eyes friends to close friends.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like you.
Yeah, just like you. Give those a resin.
Why don't you tell everyone the story about your first squirmy worms you tied me in bulk?
Oh, man. So this is the thing. Good friends that love tying tie for their other friends.
Who don't love
who
tying
apparently
fish.
have no appreciation for all the hard work that went into these flies.
Oh, we do.
Anyways, I tied him probably 24 squirmy worms because we don't fish them. We just like to tie them because it would be disrespectful to use such a silly fly.
Terrible.
But anyways,
Hypocritical.
filled him a box full of them, and he opened the box, and all the squirmy worm material fell off into the box off the hooks. And so, lesson learned by Tim that day was squirmy worm does not handle resin or Sally Hansen's or anything else that cures them.
Eats the
It eats
material.
it. So use thread to bind it with some good whip finishes. Don't bother using resin because the
Yeah.
fly will fall apart. Simple
That's
as
a good
that.
point.
Yep. And so does the sun if you leave them in the sun.
So yeah, it's a good tailwater fly here, and I've pumped fish on the bow and found scuds.
Yeah, I've never
But-
flipped a rock and seen one, but
It's
we've
just
pumped
bizarre.
'em.
And I don't really know a lot about fishing, but we get to do it a lot, and so soon I'm gonna become knowledgeable
Yeah, one day.
about
It's coming.
those things. So, question was, when do you use UV resin or Sally Hansen?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mike. Some of it is personal preference. I find myself, now that they make this stuff here, this Solarez bone dry, I find myself using this a lot, almost exclusively on nymphs. I don't tie nymphs without using it is what I meant to say, sorry. When it comes to dry flies, I feel like the UV resin actually has weight to it. So for me, I avoid it on those flies. I normally go with a Sally Hansen for all of my dry flies. Hoppers, kind of similar. Sometimes I'll be using Sally Hansen's, but I've been using this bone dry a lot. I really like it. Streamers, I love it because you can save your work. You tie something in, you don't want it to come out, put a dab on there. That streamer is going to last a lot longer if it's sealed it multiple times. And then a lot of I don't have that bottle here, but a lot of other resins that are thicker is what we're going to use to build up thoraxes and such on nymph patterns, and you want to have a nice bubble over the thorax. It gives it an iridescence and such. That's what you're going to be using UV resin for. You cannot gain that effect from a Sally Hansen's or a typical thin head cement. But the old school way of doing that was done with what am I thinking here? What's that stuff
Cam.
called?
I'm too busy in the comments.
What's it? I'm just blanking.
Well, it's an epoxy.
Epoxy, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Like a 5-minute epoxy was kind of the go-to before
What
UV
about
resin. So
4-minute epoxy?
I don't know. It depends if you put it on early. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
A really cool fly that I saw Sven tied was sour scud bug, and he put beads in it,
Yeah.
and then he
Covered
built
with
up
resin.
it with resin.
That was dope. Yeah.
So that's kind of what resin can do, is it can build up a translucent casing where the glue can't do that.
No.
So both have properties of saving work or finishing work, but when you get into the resins, you can cure it and then add to it, if that makes sense. So basically layering it is why, and the resins just bloop, and they're
and you're cure them when they're done.
They're hard. So Doug uses water-based head cement on his squirmy worms.
Okay.
Interesting. Because after 20 fish in
Yeah,
5 minutes, those things are falling apart.
Yeah. I don't think resin does anything for a
Okay,
squirmy
so
worm.
now Bruce Cameron is sniffing Sally Hansen.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Do you steal it from your wife, Bruce?
We're a drinking problem group
And
with a tying problem, and now we're into the
We're huffing.
glue sniffing. Okay,
yes.
so very simple fly. Highly advised tying 20 of them. You don't need a deer stacker.
oh man, yeah. Stay tuned.
We had a
for
train
more.
wreck today, folks.
This is why we don't let Dana in front of the camera.
Oh,
He's so confident. He thinks he can talk his way through anything until he gets there.
I do.
And then apparently they're all just
Yeah.
deer stackers.
So someone asked a couple weeks ago about what should you buy as a new tire. So we shot a video on it for the Fly Fishing Academy, and lots
Have you
of
ever
things.
seen a whip finisher? Let me show you.
Yeah. So about 5 minutes went on, and I was talking about a whip finisher, which was
While
a bobbin.
holding this.
Yeah.
I was like, well, break. Start over.
It's a good thing I have big shoulders and soft skin.
Yeah.
So, okay. Easy fly, correct?
Yeah.
Anybody have questions about that? You want to make it bushier? Attach 2 pieces of hurl and tie it up and make it bushier.
You could tie it weighted too if you put a light bead in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be your hot spot.
Lots of cool things that you can do with that fly. And somebody said, do you know why they call it the Ray Charles?
I don't. Enlighten me.
Because even a blind fish would eat it.
All right.
It's literally what the comment said.
That's a good explanation.
Sean Ellison, in from GP, and
Hey,
I
Sean.
did get your email today. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
We will get back to you here and figure that out. Okay, what else do we got? Merkley started tying them with this way after seniors, way easier and lasts longer. Okay. Down on the shank and then a super thin dummy noodle. Good comments. The thing is, guys, we're just an opinion on fly tying. So when you guys add those valuable comments, it's awesome for everybody who tunes in.
Yeah.
So
Hugely beneficial.
I just talked with Colin from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. He said if you're American, just as shipping, just say pick up, and then in the comments, write in there that you want to get it shipped to the States. It's just that their website doesn't have that set up to get it shipped to you guys. So what he also said is that those 2 codes went in, what did he say here?
Real fast.
Yeah. 3 minutes.
Wow.
They went.
That's awesome.
So if you guys were shopping and you didn't get in on that one, there's another discount code, and this one is for 20%, and it will be good until midnight.
Ooh.
Okay. And so that one is hashtag Thursday Night Live. So feel free to shop at RockyMountainFlyShop.net until midnight tonight and use hashtag Thursday Night Live, all in capitals, as your discount code at checkout. And if you're American, just tell them that in the comments and say you want to pick it up. Also, what Colin said is that if you want a Fly Kia table, he will cover the shipping if you enter Fly Kia as a discount code. So that shipping will be on them. So that should save you $30 to $40.
Good chunk of change, yeah.
Almost like a 20% discount. So if you want to use the discount, 20% off, or you want the free shipping, you guys choose. But yeah, let's move those Flykia tables.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And thanks to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop again for being so awesome. For you guys, allowing you to shop there tonight with a crazy good discount.
Yeah.
As well as all the stuff in the tickle trunk that they have for us to give to you guys throughout the season. So let's just say thanks to our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll get going on the Marabou Leech. Which thread should they put on?
I'm going to go with a 140 red thread.
Red. He wants red.
Red or black, 140 UTC.
Okay, let's give this a try and we'll be right back.
Fly fishing out west? Forget the rest. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
We've got all your needs for the West Country streams.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvise spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvise is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
We all deserve the right to stay organized, no matter what or where your space is. Your Flykia table will turn any space into a well-organized fly tying realm. Own your domain.
Boom. Welcome. So that's shore fishing, which you can purchase at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, Norvise, and the Flykia tables, which we haven't really shown you guys until tonight.
Yeah, it's a good little view of them. We have another video that's come out as an explanation if you purchase one at how to put it together. It's kind of a longer one. If you're curious about the tables, go on over and watch it, because that's you're not going to get a better description of what they look like and how to put them together.
How they work.
And just how they work. Yeah, it's a it's a system, kind of like Norvise is a system. The table is. I'm a little biased. I've been tying on one for 6 months now, and I mean,
your third one?
I'm on my third table, I think. Yeah, just trying different models and such, and I know it works for me, especially with the Norvise system. And it's brilliant. I can take it anywhere, set it anywhere, get it out of the way. Yeah, I could talk all day about them, but
yeah. So the thing with the Flykia tables is it's not the massive desk that some people build. It is just a very convenient table with a shelf. It's got pegs for your thread. It's got hooks for your material. It's got dishes cut out for your hooks and your beads. And if you don't have the space, you just pick it up and put it on your fridge, and all your stuff is there. And they come raw. So it's up to you to get creative and how you want to finish them. Mm-hmm. Some people are just spraying it with what did Jim James William Crawford, what'd you do? I know Jen Lyle, she painted hers black with the Boston Bruins on it.
Nice.
You painted yours silver. I think Shay's in here and she painted hers. She's an incredible artist, which I think she's going to be painting one for a giveaway soon.
Ooh.
So yeah, it leaves the creativity in your hands, and that's how we can offer them at such an awesome price. Okay. Movie. Let's tie this fly. Let's tie this leech. It's another very simple pattern, but effective. And if you've seen this thing swim in the water, that's why it's effective. So.
Okay, guys. Our Marabou Leech. So this might be a little tough to see against my black shirt, so maybe I should have worn something else. So there it is. This fly, the movement that it has in the water is really quite outstanding, and that's just Marabou in a nutshell. So downsides of Marabou, it picks up a lot of water, doesn't shed it real well, so it can get heavy. But this isn't a giant fly. It's just a small streamer pattern, or it could even be nymphed, under an indicator. So that's how we fish a lot of our leeches a lot of the year. is just nymphed, especially in the spring when there's a lot more of them in the water. So in tying this one, it's literally one material. I'm gonna, probably while the film's going, I'm gonna whip up another one for you just to show you the things we could very simply change and make it a totally different pattern, more of a streamer pattern than just the leech itself. But it's super simple, and what it does give us is a couple of different techniques. We're gonna palmer some marabou. Maybe that's something you've never done before. So super easy, super unique. I'm gonna use red thread on the next one so that it's gonna imitate more of an egg sucking leech. You could do it with orange or red or whatever, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're tying this on a size 4 streamer hook. This is a pretty big version of this leech. They definitely could tie them smaller as well. But let's go ahead, get the hook secured in our vise. Make sure it's good. And first things first we're gonna do is we're gonna get a nice thread base onto this hook. Okay, so start your thread up by the eye. And we wanna cover up that shank real good with thread, okay? So we'll start, I'm just gonna put a quick thread base down on this guy. Doesn't have to be perfect and perfectly covered. We just wanna lay some thread wraps down just for our material to bind into. It's like so, okay? So first thing we do on this fly is we tie in a tail. So in your materials, you're gonna have black marabou. Okay, so in your bag like so, go ahead and pull it out. There should be enough there for 2 flies. So you probably should have 4 pieces of marabou. And what we do with this, guys, there is different types of marabou. So there's select marabou plumes, which are much, much larger. They'd be more like this guy here, that's quite large. And then you just have strung marabou. We like to tie this one with strung, okay? The strung marabou works better for a tail and when we're palmering it. And I can make the decision if I want a more full looking leech, then I can actually tie in more than 1 piece of marabou when I palmer it up, but I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So I like to, what I do, either, that's probably not good for you, stick it in your mouth or wet your fingers and pull that marabou back. You don't have to get it soaking wet, but just enough so you can really see where those tips are gonna come out the back end of the fly. Now I wanna make a tail that's just over the overall length of the fly itself, or the hook shank, sorry. So I take that, I measure, I'm gonna bring my fingers back just a smidge so it's gonna overhang a little bit. Perfect. I'm gonna transfer that back to the rear and I'm gonna tie that in right there. I'm gonna work some thread wraps back to right where the barb is sitting. So that's how far I'm gonna work it back in the bend. Don't need to go any further than that. And now I'm gonna use this marabou to create a little bit of bulk. So I'm gonna lay this down most of the way up the fly until I get nice and close to the eyes. Once I get to that coarse stuff at the bottom of the feather, I'm gonna go ahead and snip it out. And then all I wanna do is...
What size of hook were you using?
This is a size 4 streamer hook.
You can use anything that's a longer shank.
Yep. And like I said, this is on probably the biggest end of the leech that I would probably tie it in. And then I would go, more likely I would tie them in an 8 or a 6 with the same style of hook.
Quinsunias assures us there are no leeches in the Bow River.
You're right, Quinn.
So this is not a Bow River thing to use.
It's a good liar. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my thread to where the point of the hook is. I'm going to leave it there. That's where I'm going to start palmering. We don't have to start right at the back end, because what this material does when you palmer is it lays back over itself. So go ahead and grab your next piece of marabou. I'm just going to grab one here. So what we're looking for when we're palmering, you're looking for a feather that's got, we did the best we could to select feathers for you that already have the qualities I'm describing. But when you look at a feather, you want to be able to pull right from the very tip of it and see that you have a difference in size. So it starts nice and thin at the top, and by the back end, those fibers are nice and long. Okay. Now, kind of the tough part about this is a little bit, some people like to tie in the tip first when they do these. I think in the opposite. I like to tie in near the butt first. Reason being, the fibers at the butt are longer. The fibers at the butt are longer. So I like my taper to be longer fibers at the back, flowing kind of into that tail, working towards shorter feathers at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get
theme of tonight, the 80s.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out some of those webby fibers at the back, and I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna tie this in just like I would be tying a hackle feather, okay? So I want the fibers to be pointed to the rear, so the underside of the feather is pointed to the back of the fly, okay? I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna tie this down. Now I wanna do a really good job of securing this. So I'm gonna run some thread up against that stem and really bind it down, because that is one thing I don't want to come out once I start palmering this up, okay? Even if you want to put a little touch of head cement or something in that spot, it's not a bad idea either. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to advance my thread forward. Now what I could do is I could have tied in 2 feathers there. I could have tied in 2 and we could have palmed. If you want a fuller leech, I like the tail to look real poofy, but I like a fairly slender profile, because you got to imagine, again, when these get wet, although this looks very, very out of control, this one that's already tied, when it gets wet, it all slicks back into a very thin fly, okay, just with lots of movement. So I'm going to leave my thread up here. I'm in it. Just going to set that over on the cradle.
Why don't you tell friends what happens when you tie the marabou too short?
When you tie the marabou too short? In the tail, you mean? Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to.
Little turd flies.
Oh, yeah.
Little
that
turd nuggets too. You tied me.
Another thing I tied for him that he didn't appreciate.
Yeah, well.
He said, here, tie these flies. I have these pictures for you in his palm.
I tied them. They worked.
They worked.
But I needed production to happen.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to kind of pull these feathers down so I can kind of grasp the middle of that stem, because that's what I'm going to be holding on to as I wrap this forward. And now as I go, I'm going to wet my fingers. I'm going to pull those fibers rearward.
Did we not make those fly pucks with sponges in them?
Yeah, we did.
Remember?
I don't know where they are. I don't know.
Doug just mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember we made them last year.
Yeah, we did.
So just hold where you're at. If you go to a fly shop and you get flies in those little pucks, keep them, cut out a sponge, and they work really good for wetting your fingers, and then you don't have to.
You have to lick them.
Lick the carcinogens.
Okay, so all I'm doing now, guys, is I'm starting to wrap forward, and you can see I'm constantly pulling those fibers out because I don't want them to get trapped. And I'm just doing nice open spirals. These aren't super tight, because if I go really tight, then that's where we get a ton of bulk. And if your marabou feather is too short, you might get up to about here and run out of feather. Then I would just tie another piece in at the tip and do a few wraps. We'll see if this one's going to be long enough. It all just depends on the size of the hook versus the size of what the overall fly size is going to turn out to be, whether that'll last all the way up. Here we go. Looks like this one's going to almost make it. It might fall a little bit short. But the whole time I'm just trying to pull out those fibers, trying to get any of them stuck down. Yeah, and I can tell this one's not going to make it and still be as full as I want to, so I'm just going to bring my thread back. I'm going to tie off the tip here, and I'm going to start another feather. And so depending, like I said, on the size of the fly you're using, it may require more or less marabou. So all I did was tie in that little tip, and all I'm going to do is grab another short piece of marabou. And this time, because I'm already up at the head, I'll just tie in the tip. Okay, so I'll grab another piece of marabou here, and I'll peel it down so I can just basically grab the tip of the feather, like so. Not an exact science on these ones, guys. If you got some errant fibers, it's not the end of the world, just because this fly is all about lots of movement, lots of extra fibers. Okay, so you can see here, I've just kind of singled out the tips of that feather. I'm gonna lay it in there. Because I'm right up near the head, that's why I tied in the tips this time instead of the tail, because I want it to have tapered out by now. So I'm just going to put a few wraps in with this other feather. So again, I'll tie off my thread. Just doing a half hitch. Woo! And my thread broke.
What?
It broke.
We got to go to commercial?
I know. No, we're good.
Let's
I was just making fun of everybody, and now
you were showing what happens.
Yeah, this was planned. Totally planned. Yeah. So I'll get my tag ends out of the way. It's no problem, guys. Everybody breaks their thread. I've
yet to break my thread.
Yeah, right. Good, so I got that tip tied in there. I'm just gonna bring my thread forward again. I'm gonna put a half hitch in it. I did it again because I keep cutting in that hook eye. Huh. Okay. There we go. Try this for a third time. Feel bad for making fun of you guys now. So all I'm trying to do is put in a half hitch. There we go. That time worked. I'm gonna set it over to the side.
Oh. Hold tight.
Hold tight.
Right where you're at, because
what's happening?
Today was your birthday.
Besides this tune.
Russell Sloan is
he
in the house.
Oh, he's only an hour and 5 minutes late.
Well, folks, hold your flies. Jim, don't hate me, but Russell Sloan just joined the broadcast, and it's his birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Mr. Sloan.
Happy birthday, bro.
Sylvester's his uncle, actually.
Yeah.
Welcome, Russell Sloan, and happy freaking birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
We love you, man, and we are very
Yes,
lucky to have you a part of the Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters crew. Okay. It's not about him.
No.
It is simply about this fly.
This fly. Okay, guys, so we're almost there. All I'm going to do is exactly what I had already done. The back end. Just going to work on pulling those fibers rearward. Taking those nice open spiraled wraps up the fly. And it can look quite messy as you're working with this marabou just because it's just kind of crazy stuff. Fibers going everywhere. I'm going to bring this right up to the eye. But I want to leave a little bit of space because you can even bring it up to the eye and then cover it back over top of your material. But I want to leave a nice red head that's visible. So I'm going to take it right to there. Try to get some of these fibers out of the way. And sometimes the hardest part is finding where to end it. So I'm just going to get those fibers out of the way of that marabou so I can tie it off. So remember, you got your wrap behind. And then you wrap in front. And repeat the process. Come back behind it again. Okay. Then we're going to come in there and trim out that stem. Making sure you definitely got that tied down first. Otherwise, it's going to be a bummer when it all falls out. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a nice cone head on this fly. Okay. So kind of working back over top of those materials. Making sure those materials go back behind the hook. And you can see that took 2 feathers to get all the way up that hook. But you can see that nice profile I got. You know, it's shorter up at the front, makes a nice belly in the middle, and tapers out into that back end. It gives you a real nice profile, and that's going to just dance like you wouldn't believe in the water. So let's just build up a nice little head here that's going to be visible. I'm just trying to imitate our egg-sucking leech here. Putting this hot spot on the front. And once I got that there, all I'm going to do is come in and whip finish it. Just like so. Do a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. We'll probably do it twice. Do 1, 2, and then I'll just put a little bit of Sally Hansen's on this one. And we'll call it good. Super simple pattern here, guys. Leeches are, you know, we're a little biased in some of the leeches we fish too because we've had a lot of success with them, but leeches in general are not a super difficult pattern to tie, especially ones like this, but quite often they're overlooked. And I mean overlooked not only for fishing them as a leech, but fishing them as a black streamer, because that's a pretty good 2.5, 3-inch fly, maybe 6 inches. Can't tell.
There's some massive leeches.
But there are some
not
huge
on the
leeches.
bow. There's none on the bow.
No leeches on the bow. So all I'm gonna do is touch some head cement and we'll call it good.
So just question here is, how do you fish this fly? Effectively, how you would like. So you can fish it as a dropper. You can fish it under an indicator. You can fish it stripping it like a streamer. You can fish it as a tailing fly. Put a heavier fly on front and it dips and weaves and be creative with it, because that's the magic.
Yeah.
What I will tell you is, you don't fish it. Or you say none. Hey, Vlad, what's up? How's it going, brother?
Hey, buddy.
Vlad from Caravel.
Oh, hey, man.
Yeah.
What's up? Good to hear it.
So, how would you fish it? My secret is, he who overthinks it gets skunked.
even those who don't sometimes get skunked.
Well, that's a fact. We do guide on the Bow River.
Oh man,
yes,
that is true.
Honestly, don't overthink it. Let the leech be active, and that marabou does its thing in moving water.
Yeah.
So I don't tips for lakes.
Yeah.
Maybe on a balanced.
Yeah. Normally you could tie this exact same thing, but in a balanced leech, and that's probably what I would do. Or depending what the design of the lake is or what species you're fishing, I would be fishing like a streamer, stripping it. Yeah, and probably weighted because I'd want it a little closer to the bottom.
Yeah.
That kind of the secret that, I mean, it's Dana's, it's not really a secret, but even what he's saying is when you don't overthink it, if you just throw that on the back end of a nymph rig, you're thinking, well, it's not swimming, it's not doing its thing. You'd be amazed what that thing's going to do under the water, especially with these types of fibers. High dirty water, fish are just super attracted to things they're looking for, like leeches in the spring. So
I almost went to commercial.
I didn't say too much. We don't fish them on the bow, but I mean in any other water.
Mike Dumont says, so if I come to fish the bow, don't bring leeches or worms. I don't. If you want to know what it feels like to get skunked, don't bring those flies. And even if you do, you might get skunked. And don't feel bad if you get skunked. It's
we feel bad
a club that we're all a part of.
Yeah.
Ken, his first time tying, messaged me today. I think you grabbed your kit at the brewery. So that's pretty fantastic. And super excited for new people.
Yeah, buddy.
And I think Sven said the way to fish this is tie it, take a photo, stick it in your drawer, and then fish the power bait.
Yeah. Keep fishing the power bait worm. That's the one.
Strip it. Definitely. I don't know if Sven, I don't think he has fished the bow. Like you said, power baits. And that's not recommended on the bow.
No.
One of these days, all of you guys are going to come up here and we're going to have a giant fishing party.
Oh, yeah.
And so in a couple minutes here, we are going to show you the film almost never before seen.
Pretty much. Ish.
I don't know where the Down the Hatch Film Festival traveled, but it did not make its way over here. And maybe some of you have seen it already. But it's a 9-minute film, and we're going to play it shortly. Mm-hmm. But because we're talking about films, I'd like to give this away. And we'll ship it in 3 to 7 years.
Whenever it gets there.
Okay, so when we went to Oman and we shot our film there called 9 Foot Rod, one of our sponsors was Vision Fly Fishing. Obviously, there's a hat in the top shelf behind Tim. And we have a few extra of these kicking around.
Yeah.
And it says, pass me the salt. So it's pretty cool hat that we got. They sent us a bunch and we want to give it away. Mm-hmm. So we all know the rules. I'm
not chugging and I'm not taking my shirt off. So pick a different game.
Well, folks, you decide.
This is the problem. We can't let them decide.
We work for you guys. Not Tim. Tim has no say. So I'm just checking because the giveaways don't happen until we hit over 100 shares. So feel free to share to your page, share to your grandma's page, share to your best friend's page that you give flies, that you've glued the eye of the hook, whatever you want to do. Let's do that so that we can give this away.
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump into the film and we're going to come back. We're going to have another beer with you guys and we're going to just chat for a few minutes and then we'll carry on. So feel free to ask questions. The way that this works is you guys dictate the rest of the show. Mm-hmm. If you'd like to see Tim chug a beer without a shirt.
No, not tonight.
I might not let that happen. Because the Jen Lyle wants the TITs out.
Tits out, Timmy. Oh, one day, bud. One day. You'll get it. Promise.
Just so you guys know, that's not actually Jennifer Lyle. It's her husband,
That's her
Steven.
husband.
Because
I think I'd prefer it to be the real Jen Lyle.
Yeah. So, cool. Tell us, where do you guys fish? What species of fish would you fish these two flies for? Brookies, cutties, lake trout, brown trout, rainbow trout, bull trout. Have you ever caught a bull trout on a dry fly?
I haven't.
Yeah. My first bull trout came on a dry fly.
That's pretty lucky.
And
there's a lot of people out there that have never fished a bull trout. Isn't it illegal? Well, Roman, you
somewhere.
would know. It's illegal in Montana.
yeah, some spots.
Some spots, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, and Drift Out West Fly Fishing. I saw you've got merch for sale. So if you guys want some sweet hats and shirts, head over to Drift Out West Fly Fishing and on Instagram, or just send him a message here. His name's Quinn. And definitely he can hook you up.
Totally.
It's not a sponsor. It's just a good friend of ours who also guides on the bow. And so he's got some cool merch coming out.
Shay, first bull trout was on a squirmy wormy. That's
No.
epic. That's epic.
You can't tell that.
That's awesome.
Yes, they're endangered in the U.S. They are endangered here.
Yeah.
It is our provincial fish and overfished to the point of almost extinction. But you can fish for them now, but it's catch and release.
Yeah.
Summer will be the time for my first. Nice.
Nice.
Bailo is going to get his premiere.
Yeah.
What's poisson? Premiere poisson. I
Wish
know
I could
French.
help you with that one.
I actually spent a lot of time in Quebec City. And okay, I didn't check here. Let me check. Are we... I don't know how to check. I lied to you guys.
Have we hit our 100 shares?
I know. I'm just
We're
waiting.
giving it away.
Let's give this hat away. 7 more to go. And then
more.
we'll give this away. And then we will jump into showing you the film titled Home Waters, which I shot 4 years ago with Josh from Out Fly Fishing Outfitters. Also, they are a fly shop in Calgary. And that was a lot of fun. We spent an entire summer chasing fish species that we guide up here. So you guys will get to see a little bit of what we do in the summer when we're not hanging out with you guys.
We're not here.
Jim Crawford.
First is worse than the squirmy worm.
Pretty much.
First
I
one
think
on
that's
a
all
maggot.
he fishes.
Well, Jim was probably in the time when the reason they're endangered here, it wasn't because people didn't really know. It's just that they were the best eating fish, really, that we had in Alberta.
Well, they are
And-
easy to catch.
And they're not very intelligent if you can find them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they protect a lot of the headwaters where they spawn now. And that's the biggest way to really protect them. Because if they can get hammered in those spots, then, yeah, fish don't survive.
And then we get into the whole coal mine thing.
Yeah.
So we've had small victories since last Thursday, but we got a lot of work to do, and we're going to stay with it. Gas pedal, full bore, and if you're Canadian or Albertan, send messages, emails, phone calls to your MLA. We can't let them think that their little victory they gave us last week makes us go away.
No.
Okay, Ray Charles with a little weight added to the shank. They used to work for mountain whitefish in the fall upper red deer. I don't doubt it.
Nice.
You get down to those whiteys, and
Yeah, they like to eat.
they do. And if you can find one,
you
you
can
probably
find 50.
found them all. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to check this.
See
And
where we're at.
100 exactly. So you guys are good. Okay,
Time to give it away.
so let's give this away. Unlike last week, I'm going to change things up.
Ooh, new games?
New games.
Huh.
Okay.
What will it be this time? Who knows?
Oh yeah, by the way, Thursday Night Live. Okay, hashtag Thursday Night Live gives you 20% discount at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, and enter Fly Kia gets you free shipping on a Fly Kia table.
Yeah.
We actually have to show that one more time. So you don't know what a Fly Kia table is? Watch this. We'll be back, and we have our plan to get you this hat, and then we'll watch our film.
Fly fishing out west? Forget the rest. Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
We've got all your needs for the West Country streams.
There are a lot of great rotary vices on the market, but only the Norvise spins the hook. It's for this reason that it's been said the Norvise is the most innovative fly tying system on the market.
We all deserve the right to stay organized, no matter what or where your space is. Your Fly Kia table will turn any space into a well-organized fly tying realm. Own your domain.
Okay, so that's the Fly Kia table. That's our friends at Shore, Norvise, and Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. And so I believe Rocky Mountain Fly Shop will be your one-stop shopping for hopefully Norvise soon.
Hopefully,
and
yep.
Definitely Shore.
Sure.
They've
And
got
Fly
the
Kia.
Shore there, and they just received a big order. So that's pretty cool. Okay. What material have you used for the Fly Kia, or which do you prefer? Okay, so we've done a birch plywood because some people wanted the option to just wipe stain. We also did the MDF because it paints really well.
Yeah.
And so you've just had the MDF.
Yeah, MDF is all I've used on the ones that I've had, and even if you just want to slap them with stickers and you don't want to do anything else with it, the stickers stick great to it. But it was super easy. Put like a primer coat mixed with a paint.
Yeah.
Spray painted it, done. Like it was super easy. So
draw on it, do whatever you want. Be creative.
Yeah.
And we would love to see what you guys come up with. Last year at the end of season 2, we gave away a table that was custom tied, and I don't have the photo.
Custom tied table.
Painted.
It's been a long day.
Do you think if we talk gibberish? Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 200, and the first one to get it wins this hat.
Oh man, 1 and 200.
1 and 200.
Let's see it, and you can guess as many times as you want, so don't stop
as many
at 1.
times as you want.
Let's light it up. See who gets it first.
All we're doing here, you can
Monitor
stain
it.
the MDF. It's unique if you stain it. And Carl Wong won the painted one, so here come the numbers, folks, and we're gonna try to keep up.
Who's gonna get it?
Behind.
Who's gonna get it? Here we go.
Keep guessing. Keep those
keep
numbers
going, guys.
between 1 and 200.
21. That's the best.
What?
Ben said 21. Everybody was 21 today.
Oh yeah, everyone's 21st birthday. Keep the party going, folks. I can't keep up with the comments.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, where did they go? I'm watching. Some people guess 3 at once. Where is it?
Where is it?
There it is. Marvin Cole.
Marvin.
There it
buddy.
is.
Congrats.
Yes.
Number uno.
Marvin Cole.
There it is.
Number one, Marvin Cole. And he might not have been the first to guess that.
But it is the first one we saw.
It showed up in our feed as the first one. So Marvin, send us an email. info@flyfishing Bow River Outfitters. No.
Wow. So info@flyfishingbowriver.com.
There it is. Okay. This guy. Okay, folks.
We're going to get him a teleprompter too, just so he gets through the day. Oh, man.
I don't want to be political, but I could probably run for president if I keep this up.
Oh, yeah. You can do it.
Okay. Folks, hang tight. We're going to play you the Western premiere, and you're not all West, but of Home Waters.
Home Waters.
And hope you guys enjoy. And don't leave, because we're going to come back and we're going to debrief and talk about that and talk about next week. So where did it go here?
All this buildup.
Okay.
It's coming.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
man. There it is. Here we go.
Many would consider the Bow conservatively one of the top 3 trophy trout rivers in the world that contains both rainbows and browns, and to have a river that flows through a city of 1.2 million people and is actually a much better fishery downstream of the city is a very special and unique circumstance.
One of my favorite ways to fish the Bow River is the Golden Stone Hatch. And now what's cool about that on a bow is it's a bit of a Mother Nature's special delivery. Is right after the runoff, early July, the water starts to clear up, come down. Trout haven't been eating a lot for the past couple weeks because of the runoff, and these big, huge bugs start to emerge. They do it in the middle of the night, and we get to chase them bright and early in the morning. Big fish, big foam flies. I'm telling you what, it doesn't get much better than that.
don't get me wrong, I love the Bow River. It's incredible and it's one of my favorite places to fish. But there's just something so special about where we are in proximity to our mountain streams. You can literally fly into Calgary, an international airport, and within an hour and a half, you can be in gin clear waters, fishing at the base of the Rocky Mountains, chasing cutties on a dry fly. It doesn't get any better than that. Oh, bring your green drinks.
We're very fortunate in Alberta to have golden trout. It's the only province in the country that has golden trout, and they were originally stocked in 4 different locations. They still exist in 4 of those. Golden trout are found in very remote, very high alpine lakes, typically above the tree line, but not always. And when you talk about anglers that, fished around the world and chased giant fish in these exotic and beautiful destinations, it's amazing how many of those anglers will still get giddy and excited about a 8 to 12 inch golden trout. They're that beautiful. They're in that pristine an environment. It's that special a fish that it's such a privilege every time you get to hold one of those fish.
I tell you what, that hike, so worth it. Look at that fish. Absolutely incredible fish.
It's hard to talk about Alberta without talking about our provincial fish. Our provincial fish is the bull trout, and bull trout are a big, predatory, aggressive, awesome fish to chase. It's a fish that you're measuring in feet and pounds instead of inches. It's a fish that eats flies the size of a lot of the fish that you were catching on that same stream. Bull trout live much longer than our rainbows and browns do, and because of that, we get much larger, older fish that are just savvy fish that can be a lot of fun, but a very big challenge to try and get those on a fly.
Oh, well.
That's something.
Not a dry eye in the house.
No. Oh, man. Well, guys, let us know. What do you think of that? That was, coming to Alberta.
Yes, so that's called Home Waters. And I don't know why. Every time I watch it, and I don't watch it a lot, but yeah, it gets the chills going, the goosebumps, and mostly it makes me miss the summer and fishing. So
yes, touche.
That is what we got here, and that's where we get a guide and what we call our home waters.
Yeah, we have the very unique pleasure of being in a place, and I honestly, when I talk to other people, I actually don't realize how good we have it. We grew up here. It's what we've experienced our whole lives, and we don't even know how good we have it. There's a lot of places in the world where, I mean, no offense to them, but their fishery is 10 or 12-inch fish, and that's awesome. But to see what we have is just, yeah.
And so when we push this coal mine thing, all of that is at risk.
Yeah.
And so having grown up in the backcountry, and there's a risk of it being damaged from these coal mines. I don't like to get into politics, and I don't consider myself like an uber naturist per se, and I get economic reasons, and I all for that. But that's the stuff we're trying to protect, and those bull trout it's rare. That was, usually when you bring out the camera, you see nothing. But yeah, we got lucky. So that's Alberta, folks. Yeah. That's the areas that we guide. We realized today we were chatting, and we just wanted to show you guys what we're fighting for and what we're trying to protect. And hopefully our voice is heard. We have to continue with our voice because it's going to be a long, hard-fought battle. But if you look at things like Pebble Mines and what they're trying to protect, and they won that, so yeah, we also want to win, and we would love you guys to come up here this summer, open that border because we miss our American friends. And adding to that, we are so thankful for our local friends and the support that everybody gives us, the trips that everybody did last summer, and the friendships that we forged through Thursday Night Live.
Yeah, it was unbelievable how many people that we met through Thursday Night Live, like yourselves, and they came out and joined us, and they supported us in a year where things could have honestly fell apart from a business standpoint, and it's only because of you guys that we were able to get through the season and stay busy.
Yeah.
So
100%. So yeah, huge thank you. This is like the time we have to go, and I honestly hate it because it's 7 more days until we get to do this again. Speaking of which,
I know, it's too long. Oh yeah, what's up next on the docket?
Okay, so next week is another Leech, Bunny Leech, and the Guide's Choice Hare's Ear.
Nice.
So,
a couple good flies. Similar
ideas to what we did this week, and yeah. No, we don't want to go. I don't want to go. I almost get speechless here. Remember last year we did the Lucky Fly Box at the end of the season, the raffle-ish thing? Well, I can tell you what, we are working on that as we speak, and this thing is going to absolutely blow your minds. The stuff that we're going to give away in this raffle,
it's going to be something special. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how I can buy tickets and win without anybody knowing.
You can't win. Yeah. We have a lot of flies going into this one. We got product, and we're just striving to keep adding to it so that it's super multifaceted.
Yeah.
I know Carl won the rod, and Carl, I have not looked into that other than the brewery does not have it. So we're going to make it right for you because wherever or whoever picked it up. And Alec, he also has, I just got to drop it off for you. So harass me. So I do that because you got your Practicaster that I have to drop off. And okay, so Jim Kaminsky, I see you had a question about getting into fly tying. So go to RockyMountainFlyShop.net. Okay, that is a sponsor of the show, and they sell material. And I believe, just to answer your question, because all your questions are important, was wanting to, and so no, we don't sell material. Start to tie flies and need a starter kit with material. So there's a Wapsi kit.
Yeah. I think Colin has those ones at the shop.
Benoit, talk to me. Does Shore have a starter kit? If they do, I believe Rocky Mountain Fly Shop has it. Balanced leeches, olive and burnt orange. Some people love the pumpkin leech, which is those colors.
Yeah.
Stimulators, Prince nymphs, Fat Albert with legs. Yes. So I'll have to check the footage, but today, obviously my lips aren't working. And so we shot a video about what you need to get started fly tying. And hopefully I can put that together or reshoot it for tomorrow. And it's a good kit. Okay, info, so Colin says they do have a great kit and they have it in stock. So Jim Kaminsky, RockyMountainFlyShop.net. And tonight, if you enter the code hashtag, like the £, Thursday night live, all in capitals, you will get 20% off all your orders until midnight tonight. So Jim, it's a pretty good night to join in here.
Yeah.
And anyone else who's wanting to buy the Fly Kia tables through the Fly Shop, enter code FLYKIA and you'll get free shipping. I don't know what's a better savings, the 20% off or the free shipping.
Both are good.
The dilemma lies on you guys to figure that out. So back to the bottom of the comments, and Victor, you'll have to talk to Colin. I don't know exactly what they have in stock. Doug, thank you. Thank you for your jokes in a timely fashion. And
can't wait for next week's joke.
Yes, so Alberta guides are required to guide in Speedos.
Quinn, where's your man? I have yet to see you in your Speedo.
Quinn, we've yet to fish with Quinn, and I would love to do that this spring or summer.
Me too.
In a Speedo.
Yeah.
So
maybe summer. It's chilly.
We will show up in a Speedo. It's cold, Quinn. Yeah. No judging here. That is a size 4 3XL shank.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope 5X.
So that's the time of the night, folks, where our time with you is over. To all the friends on YouTube and Facebook. I think that's the only place.
Yeah, that we're
showing yet. Do you recommend anywhere in Calgary? So yeah, there's lots of fly shops. North Calgary, yep, Steve said that. Iron Bow, South Fishtails, Out Fly Fishing, Trout Fitters. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5. Or you can head over to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop and get your 20% off. Svend, appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
Shoot me a message later. We should have you come on here. Mm-hmm. We can virtually bring you in.
In a Speedo.
You gotta wear a Speedo.
Well, that's what he said, man. He's like,
well,
do you want me to come up here? Because I wear a Speedo when I fish.
Oh, he did say that?
That's what he said,
okay. Yeah. And rubber gloves.
Yeah, orange
You've got to protect the things that matter. So, Tom from Central Pennsylvania,
Thanks, Tom.
Bilo, we appreciate it, man, and we hope
Yeah.
you get into some fishing next year.
Yes.
Dana in a Speedo and Tim in a onesie, both chugging Fresca. Wow.
Fresca.
So we've thought of having themed nights.
Yeah.
And if you guys have some themes for us, we have a couple up our sleeve that we'll do. But until then, let us know. And happy birthday, Mark Holcomb.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Russell Sloan. Both of you guys, I'm super pumped to have you as friends. And one last thing, because I need more people like you guys for Fly Fishing Saves Lives podcast. If you have a story, anything to do with fly fishing and how it kind of made you a better person, saved your life, shoot me a message. I would love to tell your story through the podcast. And I know it's intimidating for some people to open up on something like that, but definitely I will do my best to make you feel comfortable in a space that we can just share your story.
Yeah.
Cam, Mark, they've both been on it. Stephen Lyle, who's Jen Lyle. Brian McGrattan, he's also been on it. So, but yeah, if you know people in your area, reach out to me, folks.
Yeah.
Just want to tell more stories. So that's it.
Yeah. It's not over.
It's over. It's over.
Well, guys,
So-
like we say every week, we can't say thank you enough to all of you. Seeing all of you guys, I wish we could actually see you, but I know you're seeing us. We're reading your comments. Everything you share with us every week is what keeps us going. We really do live for this day of the week, and reading your comments saying that you feel the same, it means everything to us. Stay tuned. Lots coming up. We're excited to see you again next week and all that brings.
And we are back next
What
Thursday.
date? 28th?
The 28th. Thursday night. 7 p.m. for the next... A lot.
15 weeks?
We got a lot of time together, folks. So until then, I'm Dana Lattery with Fly Fishing Bow River Outfitters. And I love you guys. We'll see you next
week.
Thursday.
Cheers.